We started my tube feedings this morning.
This is Jackie's coffee milkshake.
On our adventure.
Oh, you got freezing cold here.
Good Friday morning, everyone. It is officially my second day as a tubie because yesterday I had my J-tube feeding tube placed, and things are going better today than yesterday. Yesterday the pain was not great, and today it's much more manageable. I was able to speak with my doctor on the phone, and so were the nurses, and we figured out that little issue we were having with my J-tube. As you can see, the white part that was at the end there is gone. It was the guide wire to get the end of the tubing from my stomach into my jejunum, which is my small intestine. It just had to be pulled out. It felt weird but didn't hurt, and we started my tube feedings this morning. If you remember, the GI wanted to do bolus feedings, so large portions of formula for breakfast, dinner, lunch. We tried that. It's not going well. If we even put like this much of the Jaquie juice nutrition into my tube at a gravity drip rate, it makes me feel really nauseous and gives me pain. So the doctor said if the bolus just isn't working, then we can do overnight nocturnal feedings with a continuous pump. And so I have to wait for the nutritionist to come in and really decide what formula we're going to use, because right now we're just using Ensure, which is fine, and also what my goal rate is going to be. And the partner of the doctor who put my tube in came to see me this morning, and she said if the bolusing, we've tried it a few times to bolus, she said if it's just making you feel ill and in pain, don't bother. We're just going to hook you up to a pump and see if we can get you up to a goal rate for continuous feeds, and I am okay with that. I'm also feeling happy because my tube is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, and this is just the one I have to use initially. The doctor said that in 6 weeks or so, when my stoma, the opening, has healed, we can change it to a smaller, low-profile button tube, a GJ, so it'll have a G portion to my stomach where I can vent out air to relieve pressure and nausea and vomiting, and then the J portion to my jejunum for my feeds, and that's awesome, and it's smaller, low profile, and it'll be much better for me. I had to get up to use the restroom, which caused a ton of pain, so I needed more IV Toradol, and then some people came by to cheer me up. Paul and Janice stopped by, and there's Orion, and y'all said Judd is shortly behind.
Yep.
Judd slept in because he definitely needed it. He's on his way with Harlow. Thanks for coming, guys. So the nutritionist and the nurse practitioner from the GI team discussed amongst themselves with me here, and we decided that bolus feeding is not working. My body has just been without nutrition for at least 30 days and longer. So that's just not a good way to introduce it to me. It's too much of a shock to my system. Maybe in the future I can do bolus feeding, but for right now we need to do continuous. And so my feeds are hanging up there. It's that interesting looking concoction. It starts with a P. I don't really remember what it's called, but they said it's very easy for tracks that haven't really been used much. And they're gonna do just continuous feeds when my pain goes back down to a manageable level. So I think probably in 30 minutes we'll start the continuous feeds.
This is Jackie's coffee milkshake.
We've started the continuous feeds. We're doing 15 cc's an hour, so it's really slow, and it's just hooked up at the end here going into my tube. It's literally been like 2 minutes and I feel fine. When we did the bolus, 2 minutes into the bolus, I was feeling really crampy and nauseous and in pain. So far so good with the continuous slow feeds.
Because she didn't add cake to it.
Shut up. And my goal rate is 40 cc's by Tuesday, I think they said. I hope I'm not here that long, but we'll see what happens.
It sounds like you're about to like do some medical stuff on yourself, an incision or something.
Stuff on myself.
We're doing 4 cc's to a heart. 1, 2, 3, go!
Harlow are here.
And it's Fish and Shirt Friday. Tell you what.
I'm so happy to
Fish and
see
Shirt
Harlow. You good girl. This is a good pick-me-up. So, getting out of bed is extremely painful. Like, I just tried to sit up, and my goal is to be able to get up and use the bathroom by myself, but it's so difficult. So we're just working on that slowly, but having Harlow and Judd here and all my friends here is a good pick-me-up.
So
Janice is eating again.
really?
Put you
You
on the
had to put me on. You had to put me in that video.
Yeah.
We are playing Uno. It's a very intense game. I won Uno! Fair and square.
Whatever.
Suck it. And more good news, the peripheral IV is out. Since I'm not on TPN anymore, we can run all different types of meds and fluids through my ports. So making good steps in the right direction. So Paul and Janice bought me socks at Epcot. One of the things I love is collecting really cool long socks. And these are Haunted Mansion socks. Thanks for putting them on, babe. Thank you, Janice and Paul. They're amazing. I love them. And thanks, babe.
Kick your feet up and down so I can do a boomerang.
I love
There you
them.
go.
They're amazing.
Well, unfortunately, the pain around the incision site is getting pretty bad again, so I'm just going to get some pain meds for that. And other than that, everything, the feed's going well and all that fun
It's
stuff.
really frustrating that it's
Yeah.
hurting me so much. I can't get up by myself, or any movement you have to do uses your abdominal area, so it's just
Which is,
pretty painful.
they told us that's normal, so.
But it's time for my next dose of the Toradol, so just gotta wait for that to kick in. So the IV Toradol has helped with the pain, thankfully, and so I just want to explain real quick again what my tube is. So this is a J tube. It enters through my stomach, and the feedings end into my jejunum, which is my small intestine. And after my stoma, which is the opening, heals, we're gonna probably switch it out for a GJ tube, so I can vent air and pressure out of my stomach to alleviate nausea and vomiting through the G portion, and we can do feedings through the jejunum portion, because we're bypassing my stomach since it doesn't work well. And we don't think the feedings are aggravating the pain, because the pain is in this area near the incision site, like around here. And it's the same pain that's been consistently hurting me since surgery, and when we started the feedings it didn't make any difference. And we were gonna up the rate from 15 cc's to 20, but I was in too much pain, we didn't want to risk it. But now that I'm feeling better, I think I'm gonna call the nurse in and ask her to up it. Job's gonna call it.
Pancake mix.
We're
So
supposed
that's what it looks like.
The people like Jaquie juice.
Pancake batter is better.
Nutrients.
Pancake batter. That's what it looks like.
Hippo's getting some love.
Hippo.
I've been too sore to allow her on the bed, but I think she understands. We are the fun room because they bring pizza
Yeah.
and soft drinks. So I just had 3 bites of pizza, and that was awesome for me. Also, we just increased my rate to 20 cc's an hour, tolerating it fine. Haven't gotten up to use the restroom yet, but that'll happen sometime later tonight. Hopefully it goes better than the previous times. And my nurse heard back from my GI team. They said my pain that I'm feeling is totally normal. I mean, they had to like cut through muscle, the abdominal wall, change around my intestines a bit. So I feel a lot better knowing that the pain I'm feeling is normal. It makes me not worry so much about it. I just have to keep moving forward and take it one day at a time. Alright guys, thanks for coming. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Harlow, come say
Guys, I'm
goodbye.
gonna play
Harlow, I'll see you tomorrow. I got up to use the bathroom and the pain was manageable.
She did so well.
I didn't even cry. I was so proud. That gives me hope that I'm getting better with recovery of the J2 placement, and I'm so thankful. Paul and Janice have gone home. The pups have gone home to play, and they'll be back tomorrow. This guy's heading home. I'm glad you were here today,
Yeah,
Dave.
I'm glad I was here today too.
And we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on our adventure.